On deck, on deck is exam 80, question number 6, section 1. And the issue presented is which one of the following accurately expresses the conclusion drawn in the argument. The conclusion is the thing being explained, and the reasoning is the purported explanation. So you just got to say, when you say why, you got a conclusion. Maybe a subordinate conclusion, but just be aware, when are you saying, I want to know why? Because when you want to know why, you're looking for the reason. So I'm going to read it in order. I have my slash marks after the word debt, after the word sense, after the word disrepair, after the word financial. Okay, let me read it. Our government has a large budget surplus, which our leaders wish to use to pay down the national debt. Okay, it's a statement. This makes no sense. That is a characterization. That is a conclusion. When you tell me it makes no sense for them to pay down the debt, you now have to explain it. So you've just read the conclusion. Now, I'll keep reading, but what we're going to read is an explanation for why it doesn't make sense. Because of underfunding, our military is inadequate, the infrastructure of our cities are decaying, and our highways are in disrepair. If homeowners used all their money to pay off their mortgages early, while refusing to pay for upkeep of their homes, this would not make them better off financially. The same goes for the country as a whole. And all of that is the reasoning offered in support of the conclusion that we should not use the large budget surplus to pay down the national debt because it makes no sense. Okay, choice A. Homeowners should not pay off their mortgages early if they must neglect upkeep of their homes in order to do so. That is part of the reasoning in support of the conclusion. B. It does not make sense for the government to use the budget surplus to pay down the national debt. B's the answer. It's good night, lights out, for God's sakes, get out of there. Now I'll read C, D, and E, but heavens, there can only be one correct answer. C. A homeowner's personal financial situation is analogous in relevant ways to the financial situation of a country's government. Yes, that's how the argument proceeds. The reasoning proceeds with the use of an analogy. That's the reasoning. D. Because of underfunding, the government does not maintain adequate standards in the services it provides. Okay, that's right. That's the reasoning. E. Government leaders want to use the country's large budget surplus to pay down the national debt. That's the statement. They do want to do that. But the conclusion is, that makes no sense. So the answer is B for Brutus.